We are living in an urban world of rapid growth, home to countless structures, from houses and stadiums to pyramids and bridges. Some have thousands of years of history or are recent feats of modern engineering, with several even visible from space. The Eiffel Tower is amongst the most iconic. Standing at 324 metres tall, the wrought iron structure is the centre of attention in Paris. From the summit, you can take in postcard views and ponder splurging €50 for a sip of champagne and a spoonful of caviar. Originally conceived as a monument for the World Fair of 1889, with a foreseen lifespan of 20 years, the tower was not originally destined for greatness. But with 90 million tourists visiting France in 2019, over a century later, it would be fair to assume the tower is now unmistakable. Although, this is not the Eiffel Tower. Despite its airy likeness, this kind of Eiffel Tower is actually located in Tianjin, China. Over 9,000 kilometres away, this Eiffel Tower is part of an entire Paris imitation city, complete with Parisian architecture, gardens and monuments. Countless other destinations across the Americas, Eurasia, Africa and Australia have also erected a version of the Iron Lady, from roughly inspired versions to shameless imitations of the original. Unlike counterfeit consumer goods like this chocolate-covered wafer, which infringes on intellectual property, the Eiffel Tower replicas are surprisingly completely legal. In 1993, the copyright of the tower entered the public domain, allowing anyone to reproduce its design. This is down to French copyright law, giving the original creator, in this case Gustave Eiffel, exclusive rights to the sale and distribution for 70 years after death. It's important to note that Eiffel bought the patent from original co-designers Émile Noguier and Maurice Coquelin. Since the literal symbol of France has been in the public domain for 27 years, it shouldn't come as a surprise that China isn't the only copycat. Much like the hundreds of flavours of real Kit Kat bars available in Japan, there seems to be an Eiffel Tower for everyone. There's a fun-size 1:25 scale tower in mini-Europe Brussels, an iron cross top tower at Monte Amator's summit in Italy, and a cowboy tower in Texas. There are towers made from wood, bamboo and even Meccano, all sharing the famous lattice structure. 5 years after the completion of the Eiffel Tower, the Blackpool Tower was opened to the British public in 1894. This was the first of many Eiffel-esque towers that didn't directly mimic the design language. Built atop a red brick entertainment complex. Still in England, the Watkins Tower was a partially built structure in Wembley Park, coined the Great Tower of London, which was demolished before completion in 1907. If completed, the project would no doubt have been an iconic piece of the London skyline today. While most of these derivative structures are built to a smaller size, such as Paris Las Vegas, a 1:2 scale replica, some are on the same level. China's Dragon Tower and Japan's Tokyo Tower, both used for communications, measuring at 336 metres and 333 metres respectively. Another landmark cut from the same cloth is the Statue of Liberty, the long-lost cousin of the unofficial proposal place, and another structure with significant involvement of Gustave Eiffel and co. The entire statue was prefabricated off-site in France and shipped across the pond to the Big Apple. This method carried over to the Eiffel Tower. None of the 18,000 plus parts required were machined, drilled or even adjusted on site. Much like a Lego set, the pieces were delivered and assembled upon arrival. Heated rivets brought the tower together. A four-man team was required for each rivet. One to heat, hold in place, shape the head and hammer. 2.5 million total rivets were inserted this way. As the metal cooled and contracted in place, the parts were sealed with an extremely tight fit. The tolerance was only 1/10 of a millimetre for each part. Any discrepancy meant the part was sent back and reworked. Here's the breakdown. 18,038 parts, 2.5 million rivets, 7.3 thousand tonnes of iron and 60 tonnes of paint were brought together by 50 design engineers, 150 level appareil factory workers and almost 300 construction site workers over 2 years, 2 months and 5 days of construction. The tower was completed and opened 9 days into the World Fair it was built for, just in time. 2 weeks after, the elevators were operational, meaning the first people to reach the top floor of the then world's newly crowned tallest structure climbed 1,700 steps for over an hour to enjoy the view.